This is a special edition of NBC5 News at 11, Decision 2024, brought to you by the Cow Creek Foundation and Horton Plaza.
Voters in Southern Oregon's two largest counties being asked tonight if they want to see changes in their county government. Thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 11. I'm Andrea Boyd.
And I'm Craig Smolin. Decision 2024 will peak this November with the presidential election, of course, but major measures and races are up in the air in Southern Oregon tonight.
And that includes the future of how Jackson and Josephine County governments are run. And that's our top story tonight at 11. In Jackson County, 3 measures were on the ballot put there by the group Jackson County for All. The first of those measures asked whether the Jackson County Commissioners' positions should switch from partisan to nonpartisan. Starting in the 2026 primary election, Jackson County Commissioners are the only partisan commissioners in Southwest Oregon. Right now, it looks like 56% are voting no against that. And the second question asked voters if the number of commissioners should increase to 5 with no more than 3 positions open per election. And at this time, we're looking at 54% voting no against that measure. And the third Jackson County for All question asked whether commissioners' salaries should be decreased to $75,000 with future salary changes tied to average wages in Jackson County. Voters here so far saying 64% yes in favor. But we should tell you that unless the Board of Commissioners increases to 5 members, this vote is moot. The latter 2 measures from Jackson County for All are tied together. NBC5's Maximus Osborne spoke with the woman behind Jackson County for All, Denise Krause, tonight to get her reaction to the results so far. He's in studio now. Maximus.
Andrea, Denise Krause says she isn't surprised Measure 15226 is seeing voter support. That's the one that aims to decrease commissioners' salaries. However, that measure can only be passed if Measure 15225 passes, which would raise the number of Jackson County commissioners from 3 to 5. But it only has 46% of voters saying yes. So effectively, all Jackson County for All ballot measures are failing at this time. But Krause says this is something they still plan to fight for.
They want 225 to fail so that 226 won't stand. But regardless of whether it does or doesn't, the message is sent that the voters think that they're making too much money and they don't like the fact that they can raise their own salaries every year. If it doesn't happen today, this round, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Local Republicans came out against the measures. Jackson County Commissioner Rick Dyer says he's glad to see these results, and while he acknowledges the voter support for 226, he says he thinks voters didn't get the full picture when it came to their salaries and how they compared to the commissioners and other commissioners in the state and their salaries.
I guess they look at their own situation and say, well, you know, I'm not making that. You know, why should they? And I understand that sentiment. I wasn't as surprised to see the numbers there, but again, I'm just gratified that the first 2 failed, and we will continue with our current configuration.
Again, even though the salary measure is passing right now, it likely doesn't matter as it is tied to the measure increasing commissioners from 3 to 5. So in effect, all the Jackson County for All measures are failing at this time. Live in studio, Maximus Osborne, NBC5 News.
Maximus, thank you. Josephine County voters were asked tonight whether the county charter should be replaced. Measure 17116 asked if the charter should be changed in regard to the number of county commissioners and their compensation structure, hiring a county manager, making legal counsel and surveyor appointed rather than elected positions, and making elected positions nonpartisan. Right now, 2/3 of voters in Josephine County saying no to that measure. Only 1 seat on the Jackson County Board of Commissioners is available this year as Republican Commissioner Dave Dotterer is retiring. Only 1 Democrat, Denise Krause, the woman behind Jackson County for All, is running, but the race to be her Republican opponent in November is one to watch tonight, and it's not that close. Medford Mayor and the city's former police chief, Randy Sparacino, comfortably winning this one with 78%. We caught up with him a bit ago, and he's in a good mood.
We felt like we ran a great campaign, that we went out and demonstrated how, you know, my experience in leadership lend itself to the position, so we feel like we did a good job.
Sparacino says he's confident and he has a safe lead. He's looking forward to the November general election. In Josephine County, 2 new commissioners could be elected tonight because these races are nonpartisan. Neither Dan DeYoung or Herman Bert Sugar are seeking re-election. 4 people are running for position 2 on the Board of Commissioners. Right now, it's Chris Barnett leading the way with 45%, so it's looking like this one will go to a fall runoff with the top 2 facing off. Looks like Barnett and Colleen Martin will be those 2 for position 2 in Josephine County. 4 men are competing for Josephine County Commissioner position 3. Right now, it is Pat Fahey at 42% and Ron Smith at 26%. Again, no one getting a majority in this one, so we will see top 2 runoffs in Josephine County in November.
And 2 Southern Oregon state senators cannot seek re-election this year due to voter pass measure 113. It prevents lawmakers from running again if they have too many unexcused absences in Salem. One-term state senator Art Robinson is hoping his son Noah, a chemist, can keep the seat in the family. He's facing Canyonville State Representative Christine Goodwin. Senate District 2 covers Josephine County and parts of Douglas and Jackson County. Tonight, it's Noah Robinson cruising by with 60% of the vote. Robinson says it is wonderful to see all the support he has had in the race.
I think we can do a lot of good for Oregon with this seat. So I'm very pleased to be able to continue the work my father has done, if that's the way it comes out, simply because I think we can provide a very valuable perspective to the Senate.
Robinson will face biotechnology consultant and Democrat Tracy Thompson, who is running unopposed in the fall. District 28 State Senator Dennis Linthicum also can't run for re-election due to Measure 113. This seat represents all of Klamath County and parts of Jackson County. Linthicum's wife, Diane, facing off against Klamath County Commissioner and former Klamath Falls Police Chief Dave Hensley. Tonight, Diane is taking 58% of the vote. We caught up with her this evening.
It's very encouraging to see the grassroots come out and support a candidate that has lived in the district for 30 years. You know, Dennis and I have been here for 30 years, raised our kids here. It's great to see that come out in the votes.
Now, one interesting wrinkle to this race is no Democrats applied to run in the primary to challenge Linthicum in the fall. She appears set to head to Salem in 2025.
Jackson County will have a new district attorney next year. Beth Heckert is retiring and throwing her support behind her number 2, Chief Deputy DA Patrick Green. He had a challenger in defense attorney Alyssa Bartholomew. Right now, Patrick Green leading the way with 54%, 8 points ahead of Bartholomew. To Klamath County, where Sheriff Chris Kaber has decided not to seek a 3rd term. His son, Ryan Kaber, Sergeant Ryan Kaber, I should say, is one of 7 men running for Klamath County Sheriff. Taking a look at the latest numbers, let's get that one up on our screen now. We can see Shane Mitchell leading the way. He has 37% of the vote. Again, this is going to be a top 2 runoff in the fall because no one got a majority of the vote here. We're going to need some decimal points, folks. Brian Bryson and Sergeant Ryan Kaber both at 14%. So this is going to be one to watch in the coming weeks. The Klamath County Board of Commissioners will have at least 1 new face next year. But if Commissioner Derek DeGroot can't win re-election, it'll be 2. And like Josephine, Klamath County commissioners are nonpartisan, so if somebody gets over 50%, we'll have a winner. And Commissioner DeGroot is there. He's got 54% of the vote. Commissioner position 1 is Dave Hensley's seat. He dropped his re-election plans to run for the state Senate. 9 people are running in this race, and as you can see, the numbers are spread out. Our leader at 20%. This one's going to be a top 2 runoff in the fall, folks. Looks like we're going to have Nichols and Jackson in November.
Let's take a break from the political results and get a look at some other numbers. Thanks, Matt. At the federal level, neither Senator Ron Wyden or Jeff Merkley are running for re-election this year, but U.S. House seats are up for grabs. Republican Congressman Cliff Bentz is seeking a 3rd term in office. He's facing a primary opponent in Prineville Mayor Jason Beebe. Bentz having no problem cruising to the general election in the fall. He has 82% of the vote. And a pair of local Democrats are hoping to challenge Representative Bentz in the fall. That's Dan Ruby and Steve William Label. Tonight, it's Ruby leading with 85%. And further north and west, Congresswoman Val Hoyle is seeking re-election for the first time. The Democrats succeeded longtime Congressman Peter DeFazio in office. 2 Republicans are aiming to challenge Hoyle in the fall. Monique Despain is an Air Force veteran and attorney, and Amy L. Ryan Corser is a consultant and former Kaiser City Council member. Right now, it's Despain with 58% of the vote there.
Still to come tonight on NBC5 News, we're looking at the biggest state races, including who will be nominated to succeed 3-term Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum.
Plus, a local Christian organization believes it